Alrighty, so back with round 2 here. We run the die roll, so we're gonna go and play first. And yeah, this really isn't very good. Like, we have 2 lands, we can't play a creature, we just have pretty reactive. We don't really know what he's on. This could be good, like, if it's against pod or something like that, but I think right now, blind, we just want to mull this. And we are presented with a hand that is even worse. Luckily, our opponent's mulliganing as well, so this isn't as bad, but we are gonna mull to 5. I mean, it's probably better than 4, so we're gonna hold on to this one. I'm playing the Colonnade first, so we have Remand up next turn. Okay, so he suspended Search for Tomorrow. So that's actually a pretty good one to be able to remand. Because once he comes off the suspend, he'll cast it, we can remand it back to his hand, and then he'll have to pay 3 to cast it. So that's usually pretty good. So I think that's what we'll try to do next turn. We are really hurting for a 3rd land here. Yikes. Okay, so I mean we have 2 draws off of like remand in our draw step, so hopefully we can hit one and then just crank out a Geist and start going to town. Okay, so I'm coming off suspend. I'll just go ahead and remand that. Okay, so that is a 3rd land. Not exactly the one we wanted, but it's better than not a land, I suppose. So that's pretty sweet. I think we still just. I think we just grab a planes here, because if we, well, okay. So I guess I want to say about 18 life. Although the Lightning Helix just gains us back that life, and it's better than not being able to cast the Lightning Helix in our hand all game. So yeah, let's roll with that. We'll just fetch up a Steam Vents here. Because the reason we want to stay above 18 life is because if we do that, they have to have 8 lands instead of 7 to go off with Scape Shift. Because 7 lands of Scape Shift only will deal 18 damage. So if we're above that, it buys us pretty much an extra turn, which is a big deal against this deck a lot of the time. Okay, so we'll hit our land. Go attack the Geist. Okay, so here, yeah, if he has the Snapcaster, it actually doesn't matter a whole lot if we get snapped, like just the Ambush Viper here. Because we can trade and then like just run out our other Geist. But alternatively, we can Lightning Helix it before he gets a block, which I think is the better play. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, so here's the remand. It's not all bad. We still get to hit with the Angel. We still have the Lightning Helix. We're in pretty good shape. I think here we can just wait it out until his end step, and then like flash in a restoration angel. And then if he doesn't have anything, well, he is on 6 lands, so he's getting into I can kill you escape shift territory. Which looks, maybe he's going for it right here. Why would he? Maybe he has Cryptic and another counterspell. But we'll test the waters here with our restoration angel. See how that goes over. I'm feeling something undesirable is going to happen to it. Yes. Not the end of the world. I don't think we want to just like slam the Geist here because he can just kill us with escape shift. But it didn't look like he had it. So he's had 2 draw steps to go for it. Like, I don't know, he could also have like a dig through time here, which 4/4. Well, I don't know. That's a tough one. Because we just leave ourselves totally dead if we... Yeah, we can just wait a turn. Phew. So there's our 8 lands. Oh, he's going for a prime time? Uh-oh. Either way, this isn't very good. Not at all. Does he know what he's doing? I'm not sure this guy knows what he's up to right now. So did he just tapped mana and then didn't do anything and passed the turn? It's an interesting line. I think we'll just go for the Helix here. Though staying above 18 doesn't really matter as long as he's got that. And he has 1, 2, 3, 4 islands or mountains rather. So he hits 1 more, and then his next one will be live for hurting us. So I'm not really sure what that means. Let's see, holding up Mana Leak doesn't really do anything because it doesn't actually kill him, or it doesn't actually stop him from escape shifting. So I think what we may want to do here is, I think we do want to run out the Geist, because Geist hits for 6 and we have Lightning Bolt for the lethal blast 3. So yeah, I think we'll just run out the Geist, and feels bad to do, but I think the best play is just to hope that he does not have the escape shift in hand. I don't know what he was doing last turn, but okay. So, I don't know, just we'll leak it, see if he screws up, and see if he can get the right lands. Okay, we just get Is It Charm. Doesn't even want to pay. Okay. So, almost positive we're just dead here. But you never know. We'll give him a chance to screw it up. Yeah, I had a GP once. My opponent, I was playing Scape Shift, resolved it, and he fetched 5 mountains and 2 Valakuts, which did just completely nothing. But yeah, this is definitely going to kill us. Yes, I don't actually know. Yeah, that's a lot of Valakut triggers. I'll just scoop. So fortunately we have a pretty good sideboard against Valakut. So Dispel and Negate are both good, Molten Rain are good. Sanctimony doesn't really gain us enough life to warrant keeping in. So Path to Exile is kind of weird in this matchup because we really don't want to give them an extra land, but we don't really have another way of dealing with Primeval Titan. So I usually keep like 2 in or something like that. They also sometimes bring in like Inferno Titan out of the sideboard, that's a beating. I think for the other 2 we'll just cut to Core Firewalker, because it's not real great. It does attack for 2, which is better than nothing. So yeah, that looks well. I don't know, we could bring in Hideseek in anticipation of Keranos or Batterskull. But I think we'll just wait until we actually see one of those. Like if we go to game 3, we can bring that in. Okay, so we're gonna be on the play again. Yeah, this seems pretty good. We have some counter magic, like we can slow him off his ramp at the beginning of the game from his mana leaks. We found that oftentimes like we're a pretty quick clock. So instead of like saving your counter magic for the big Scape Shift, although we have so much of it that's maybe what we want to do. It's often a good strategy to like just keep him from racking up all the lands. Yeah, like I think here we're just gonna mana leak the Sakura Tribe Elder, because he's already at 15. We have a Resto, we have a Lightning Helix, so we should just be able to like just keep him from getting a bunch of lands into play, and we'll be pretty well off. Like if we can keep him from ramping up, it also keeps him off of like his giants, like, you know, the Primeval Titans, Inferno Titans, that sort of thing, or, you know, Batterskull type stuff. So I think we do just want to remand this here. Okay, so looks like Keflaron tapped, but I don't think he's going to be playing anything that we're going to want to. Oh, see, so he actually doesn't even have a third land in hand. So that's pretty sweet. Actually, I think here, since he doesn't have anything that can interact with the Restoration Angel, we can just run it out right here onto the empty board. That seems pretty good. because here what we can do is we get it around any counter magic he might have, which is probably pretty likely if he is sitting. His hand must be all gas. If he's just sitting on 6 non-lands. And then we can, we have like 2 lightning helices, I guess you'd say. And just start burning them out. Really, especially with Snapcaster. Yeah, that's pretty nice. So I mean, this is like 3 a turn and then 3, 6, 9. Like, we're doing pretty good. And that's, yeah, just keeps getting better. If he wants to deal damage to himself, that's great. It probably means he has Cryptic Command. Yeah, so we'll just dispel that. So we have the opportunity to snap it back. And we'll just keep on getting in there. And this is pretty great. So I think if he plays anything, we just go for this like Snapcaster, okay, or we just lose. I think what we do there is, if he did play anything, we would just try and snap a counterspell on it, so that we'd have 5 power on board and he'd just kill him next turn, and have the lightning helix up. Okay, so I don't think we really want to change anything based on what we saw there. But seems pretty reasonable still, so I'm just gonna chip it back, keep going. Okie doke. I mean, 2 lands is not ideal. We do have like, is that 8 points of burn in hand, a mana leak. Like, this certainly isn't the worst. If we draw another land, we're pretty good if we can start electrolyzing. Jeez. Yeah, I think this is good enough where we can keep it. It might be a little risky, but I think it's good enough that we can warrant it. Pretty sweet. So just lay out the colony there and keep this going. Okay. Always fearsome Sakura Tri-Welder. Okay, so Tectonic Edge is really sweet here. So basically that means we can hold that up and keep him from going off on 7 lands. Which, if you're not familiar with how that interaction works, basically what happens is if you have a Tectonic Edge, if they scape shift and get, like with 7 lands, and they get 6 mountains and Valakut, what you can do is, if once you get all those Valakut triggers on the stack, you can tech edge one of the mountains, not the Valakut, but the mountain, and it checks to see if there are 5 other mountains when the ability resolves. So when it actually resolves, and there are only it only sees 4 other mountains in play, you actually only take 3 damage. So it's kind of like a weird interaction there, but it is really awesome. Especially when they just go for it and don't realize that you can do that. So I'm sort of sandbagging the tech edge here. So I'm play it out until we need to. We'll just go ahead and electrolyze in here. I don't know why we have to scroll to it. Okay. Quality program. Just cycle this for something. Hopefully. Yes. Did indeed work. Colonnade here. And while we have the opportunity, we'll just dome with the Helix. So now that he's like threatening the escape shift, will drop the tech edge. And like, we're sitting pretty cool here. Like, we have 6 more points of burn in hand to take him to 8. We have a Snapcaster Mage. So we can kind of just like sit around and then burn him out. It's pretty sweet how you can like sort of just shift gears into that with this deck. So we can't stop that, so we're just gonna let it happen. So now he's up to 8 lands. Which is, you know, not what we want to see. And we can't, like, for example, like, tech edge him off of double green or anything right now. So we're going to shock ourselves here because we're at, like, a ton of life. And if he escape shifts, we can, like, mana leak and then snap mana leak. If he either counters it or like pays it or whatever. If he tries to go off with escape shift. And if not, we just we can like bolt and then Snapcaster Helix. Just keep whittling in with that damage. So it looks like he's going for it. Or maybe he's searching for tomorrow. Absent Bala. Okay. So that makes our burn plan like a little, well, like a lot worse. I'd say a lot worse. So the question is, well, we can't really mana leak it, and we don't want to like. Well, okay, so here's the thing. If we mana leak it, and he, like, cryptics our mana leak... Okay, if we mana leak, we have 4 mana up, where we could... like, snap a mana leak. And then if we... Oh, no, that doesn't make any sense. I don't think we can, like... I was trying to see if we can maybe, like, get him... Oh, wait. Okay, so we mana leak it. He pays 3. Then we snap Helix at his dome. No, this is stupid. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna let him have it and then try to path to exile it. Which is unfortunate that he gets to gain the 4 life, but it's the way the world works. They're just gonna go into path it here. So I think we're just gonna snap a Helix. Well, actually, snapping Electrolyze is better. I'd rather draw the card here. Extra card would be nice. Yeah, remaining a flashback spell is pretty good. It, in fact, does not go back to your hand. It just has gone into oblivion forever. See, so like next turn we can keep up a mana leak with our colony. I don't know if that's great though. Or we can try and like, if we bolt snap bolt puts into 7, like we could, that seems bad. I was gonna say if we like bolt, snapcaster, helix, and then swing, that's 6 to take him to 7, and then we swing with colonnade, snapcaster, that's for lethal. But I don't think it's a little too aggressive, and we just lose if he has like lightning bolt. So I don't think that's great. Resto is sweet though. Sweet to just drop that on his end step, rebuy a helix. Just good times all around. Okay, he's gonna try to dig through time probably, right here. It's like no bueno. Cryptic. Return draw? Maybe it's just like cycling it? Yeah, I mean, let's just go for the angel here. And it is countered. So again, I think we'll just bring the beats. You. So I mean, we can't really stop that, so we'll let him have it. And he has enough to pay through 2 mana leaks now. So it's like double bad. So I think maybe we just like, if we go like double bolt takes me to 7. Maybe we do just go for it here. So I think we're just like kind of a ticking time bomb here. Otherwise, like just waiting for him to draw the knockout punch. If he's electrolyzed, that's gonna be real gross. Like, our hands are kind of tight here. Like, we just don't want to give him the extra chances to... Remand is sweet. That's a really good draw here. So I think with that, I don't know if we want to... We can only have one of these up if we, like, animate the colonnade. Which, I don't know. We could always draw into another counterspell or something. Like, if we remand. So maybe this isn't the right play, but we do threaten lethal. We can animate colonnade next turn and swing for lethal. Sakura Tribe Elder. I guess it's fine. The other thing to think about is that he might be running low on... Like, he might not be able to fetch up enough mountains if he gets the Valakuts. Okay, so that's sweet. Because we can keep up Mana and Mana Leak. Maybe we should just be attacking the colonnade, because that's lethal right here. But... Okay, well, it worked out. I think we could have definitely played that a little tighter. I think maybe being more aggressive would have been the better play. But it worked out, so on to the finals.